It's a bye week for the Buffs and a big week for the Broncos with the Kansas City Chiefs coming to town. Big fella,
Yes,
how you doing,
yes,
man?
man. I'm okay. Just enjoying this part of the season. This unseasonable weather we have here in Colorado, man, is just unbelievable. We are in the 70s. A little chilly in the morning, but in the middle of the day, not bad. It's a fantastic way to go right into fall.
I love the weather, man. You're right. This time of year, one of the best kept secrets. People around the country think that we are digging out of snow in November in Denver. Nothing could be further for the truth, but we're gonna keep that our little secret, man, because we don't want too many folks invading us here in the Mile High. Look, man. Speaking of the Mile High, the Kansas City Chiefs are about to pay a visit to this team, this 8-2 Broncos team. The Kansas City Chiefs now at 5-4. Sounds a little strange for me to ask you this question, but I have to ask it because I wonder, to whom is this game more important, the Chiefs or the Broncos?
Absolutely, the Chiefs. I mean, there's not even a question about it. When you look at the Kansas City Chiefs and who they are and who they've been in this league, uh, they need to get back into it. And the only way to get back into a divisional race is to beat the people who are above you in the standings. And right now, it's the Los Angeles Chargers and of course the Denver Broncos sitting at the top. So I think this is a big game. Our defensive coordinator Vance Joseph has had success against the Kansas City Chiefs, even when he was the head coach here with the Denver Broncos. I think he understands Andy Reid and what he wants to do. But I think it's now time for Sean Payton and this offense to go to work. I mean, if they don't go to work this week, it could be a track meet, and you just don't want to get into a track meet with a team like the Kansas City Chiefs because of the quarterback that they have. And if you get behind on this team, they have, I think, the greatest defensive lineman in the game. Now that Aaron Donald's out with Chris
Mm.
Jones, and you take that guy, he's going to find the weakest link on that offensive line, and he's going to absolutely exploit it in the most critical time. So don't get into a track meet with this team. Run the football effectively, stay ahead of the chains, and you have a chance to get a win. And right now, the Broncos are a home dog by 3.5 already.
Let me ask you this, and I guess I'll re-ask the question because you're right. Mathematically, it's clear at 5-4. This is I know you don't like when I use the phrase must win, but this could be a must win game for the Kansas City Chiefs. I don't know if you can make up that ground if you go down, what, 4 games against the Denver Broncos with just six games left. So mathematically, you're right. This game is far more important to the Chiefs than it is the Broncos. But let me re ask the question because you just made a point that might surprise a lot of people. The Kansas City Chiefs are favored in this game on the road against the Broncos. Who right now do you think is the better team?
I think that I think the Denver Broncos are the better team. I mean, they could be undefeated. They could have more losses, but you are who your record says that you are. And right now, the Denver Broncos are 8-2, and I don't believe that you just get to 8-2 without being a credible organization in this league. Like this is not one of the leagues that you can just flop it out there and think that things are going to work out. This is one of those leagues where you just have to play well enough to get a 1-point victory over your opponent. And they have done that 8 times this year, which is outstanding. The Kansas City Chiefs have arguably one of the top 3 quarterbacks that's ever played in the game. I don't know how you want to rank them, who's 1, who's 2, who's 3. But I think that he is one of the top 3 quarterbacks that have ever played the game.
Mm.
And so it's clear that they've had some tough games, and they've lost some, and that loss early on in the season opener to the Los Angeles Chargers was an eye opener for me because first of all, I thought that the Kansas City Chiefs were going to wipe the floor with them, but it also said that you know what the Los Angeles Chargers are a real team. Like we still have 4 real contests with those 2 teams, and I think it's going to decide who wins the AFC West. And right now, the Denver Broncos are 8-2; they're a better team. But certainly, there's no question who has the best quarterback.
I would put it this way: the Broncos have the best unit. They have the best unit of the not just the two teams. Let's take the top three teams in the AFC West. The Broncos have the best unit, and that's their defense. They have the most dominant unit of the three teams,
Even without Patrick Surtain?
even without Patrick Surtain. And when you get him back after he comes off of IR, this defense gets even better. That said, I believe the third place team right now in this division is the best team. And it's interesting. I was looking at ESPN's power rankings today. The Denver Broncos, despite having an 8-2 record, I think are 10th, ninth or 10th in the power rankings. The league, you can see it right there. The Denver Broncos ninth right there on the power rankings. They have the Kansas City Chiefs fourth. Now, again, it's a must win for Kansas City. But if you're just talking about the eyeball test, this is a team that I think in the Denver Broncos that's teetering a little bit. If there's any fall off on this defense, it could spell disaster for this Denver Broncos team because the offense just don't have it. And I'm not sure. I don't see where that changed dramatically over the balance of this season.
Yeah, I just think that when you play a first place schedule, and when you play in the Super Bowl, okay, you get everybody's top of the division teams. And when you are in the Super Bowl, you play the toughest schedule. I mean, that's why you don't get teams that have a lot of back-to-back-to-back kind of moments for championships because, hey, next year, you may have to play everybody's division leader. And if that's the case, then all of those games are tougher. And the Broncos don't have to play the division leaders because they didn't win the division. So I always look at that, and you always just want to have a chance to get into the playoffs. Anything else, is just gravy, right? But the only thing that you want to do is have a chance to get into the playoffs. And I know some people say, hey, you want to get home field advantage. That's always nice. But the thing that matters the most is just having a chance to have an opportunity to move forward. And that is something that is the most underrated part about playing in this league is every time that you're in the playoffs, you just never know what could happen. You just never know whether upsets could happen. The quarterbacks get knocked out. There's a block punt. There's a kick return. There's interception for a touchdown. There's a fumble recovery for a touchdown. You just don't know how it's going to happen. And crazier things has happened in the playoffs in the past. And I think there's going to be a litany of the same kind of storylines going forward. So just getting to the playoffs is when you really find out where your power rankings are. At this part of the season, okay, you could say, you like this team better than the other, but really the only thing that counts is who makes it to the playoffs. And I think the Broncos make it. I think the Kansas City Chiefs make it, and I do believe that the Chargers will make it.
3 teams out of the division.
3 teams out of the division, and you know what? They may see each other in the first round.
I don't think what we've seen from the Denver Broncos over the first 10 games, which is where we're beyond the halfway point, I don't think that it's sustainable. In other words, I don't know that the balance of the game, starting this upcoming weekend at home against the Kansas City Chiefs, you can expect to have the same or even close to the same amount of success unless something close to drastic happens with this offensive unit. You're not winning 10-7 football games and against the teams that are atop the division, Kansas City and of course the Chargers. I don't know that you can count on winning 10-7 games against anyone left on the schedule at this point, with the potential exception of the Raiders. So I don't know where it comes from, right? We've seen this offense play better over the course of the season, not consistent. That being said, I think they do make the playoffs. because they got out to such a big lead in the standings. But I don't know, what unless Sean Payton and Bo Nix figure it out. I think this will be similar to some degree to last year, where you get in. It's a bit, ceremonial, and there's no real expectation that you can make a run.
I kind of like the way that you said that, ceremonial, because I think that's exactly what happened last year. A ceremonial entry, almost a welcome to the Denver Broncos to make it to the playoffs, because I think that the NFL or the powers that be in the AFC would have preferred to see the Denver Broncos. I forget who the other team was, but I know it was a team that nobody wanted to see. So Kansas City Chiefs played their backups, and the Broncos won, got in, and got totally embarrassed against the Buffalo Bills.
That's right.
This year, though, this is different. I think that they have an identity, and I think there is a rift between the head coach and the personnel that he has. There's a rift because everything about the Denver Broncos say that they should be running the football and let their defense win. They should be a better special teams unit and a team that runs the football and let their defense wins. But the way that it goes with Sean Payton is through the right arm of Bo Nix. And since it's the right arm of Bo Nix, then it doesn't really necessarily fare well for those tough games that are upcoming. So if we think that we're going to go out and throw the ball 40 plus times against the Kansas City Chiefs and match Patrick Mahomes' ability to pass the ball with Bo Nix's, we don't get our asses kicked.
Yeah,
I don't think it's going to be close. But if we control the game with the run, throw a lot of screens, that's what we do. We lead the NFL in the most screens called. Then you can get down the field and hopefully get points on the board.
Yeah.
The only thing that you want to see out of Bo Nix this week is that every drive ends with the kick.
Well, yeah. Listen, I agree with that, and I am, Al, I'm a believer in the KISS theory. You know what the KISS theory is?
Keep it simple, stupid.
Keep it simple, stupid. And I think what happened, Bo Nix, we've seen some regression in Bo Nix.
Yes.
And I would submit to you that it's not because of Bo Nix. You hear people, pundits, guys like yourself, the guys who played at the level and know it all, right? You know it all guy. I call you like the know it all guy. You know it all guys will say things like, oh, wow, it was a pretty simplified playbook this year, but next year, he being Sean Payton, gonna throw the whole playbook at him, and Bo Nix is going to have to do X, Y, and Z. And I've always said that is the stupidest thing I've ever heard. If whatever you're doing to have success, you may incrementally, or what the adjustment is in the next season is, okay, what are your counters to that? What are your adjustments to that once the opposition have a book on you defensively? But to just pile more stuff on, it just confuses the quarterback. And what I see in Bo Nix is a guy who looks like he's uncomfortable. He's confused. His feet aren't very good. His throwing motion isn't very good. And it's not because he forgot how to play quarterback. It's because his brain isn't as clear this year as it was last year about what they're trying to do. And there was a hot mic on Bo during one of the plays, and it just, I think it exemplified the point to a T, where the play was coming in late, and Bo yelled to Sean Payton, "Get your effing play in." He didn't say get the play in. He said, "Get your effing play in." And I took a lot out of that. What I took out of that is they're not on the same page. And I feel for Bo a bit, because I do think Peyton is one of those kinds of coaches that they're just they have toys, they have tricks, they have a big bag of stuff that they want to just spew out. And oftentimes all the time it's incumbent upon the quarterback to make all that stuff work. And oftentimes it's just more confusing than it is effective. And think that's what we're seeing now.
Well, I think that offensively, you just have to know how your team is built. Like I've said this, like I don't know. I think I've started saying this last year when they opened up the season against the Seattle Seahawks, and Bo Nix threw the ball somewhere around 47 times to open his NFL career. And I'm like, on the road against the Seattle Seahawks, you throw the ball 47 times. What are you thinking? Like, what a dumbass situation to put your quarterback in. But I think now, this year, he can handle all of those things that they threw at him last year. But, you just never want to hear that kind of language from Bo Nix talking to his offensive coordinator, because it kind of tells you that there's struggle. And, the quiet secret here is that Sean Payton has struggled to get plays in for 2 years now, for 2.5 years. I mean, with Russell Wilson, he struggled. With Bo Nix, he struggles. And I think it's because he's thinking about a play, or, he's also the head coach, that's the offensive coordinator. And I think it's just something that you just don't really see the kind of dysfunction unless somebody tells you about it, or you see a timeout, right? You see timeout with the Denver Broncos early in the season. You see it late in the season. It's because I think the head coach has a lot on his mind. He has a plethora of plays that he wants to call. But once again, when you have a big bag of offensive plays, you want to call them. But I think that the teams that learn who they are and how they win, those teams inevitably have the best chance to win in the postseason. Like we know that Patrick Mahomes is going to throw the ball 40 or 50 times in this game. Okay, they believe in his right arm being the reason that they win or lose. The Denver Broncos can't be a team that goes out and throw the ball 40 and 50 times a game with Bo Nix. He's not that kind of quarterback. I think he's a good quarterback, but to say that he can throw it 40 or 50 times in a game consistently, that's just I don't see that.
Yeah.
I don't see that.
No, I'm with you there.
So let's pull it back a little bit and run the football a little more, because you have a dynamic defense.
Yeah. Yep.
Let's get let's get laser focused on our special teams units. Okay, let's make sure that those special team units give us an advantage. Let's see if we can get 6 points out of that special team unit because of the returns, because of the field position. Let's get the field position game won by the special teams, and let's let our defense win the game.
Yeah.
That's the bottom line.
Let Marvin Mims do his thing and allow the initials to cook. JK and RJ run the football.
That's right.
Shorten the game. Try as best you can keeping that Kansas City Chiefs offense off of the field, because to your point, Patrick Mahomes is he's just, in a word, brilliant, man. And I don't the more he's on the sideline, the better it is for the Denver Broncos. Hey, man, let's keep it moving right here. Our Buffs went out east to West Virginia, 29-22, lost to West Virginia. They lost the game, but I think they won the bigger battle. Al, do you still think that this kid, Juju Lewis, should be shut down and redshirted this year?
Yeah. We have three more football games. Two more football games, 3 weeks. We have a bye this week, which means that's an extra week of practice for him, which is all fantastic. You won't get a bowl game now, because the best you can finish is 5-7. So you won't have a bowl game. So what you should do is use this time this week. This is the second bye. If you really want to play him, CJ, the time to insert him would have been week 3, when they were making decisions about what they were going to do. But I don't believe that you burn this guy's redshirt year by playing him in that last football game, but definitely play him in this next game coming up. I think it's the last home game. It's senior day. There are a lot of people who put a lot of time in at the University of Colorado that will be walking with their mothers and fathers on the field for the last time. And I'm telling you, if you've ever been part of a senior day, whether it's in high school, college, um, it's the most emotional time before a game that you'll ever have, because you know that this is it. I'll never play this game on this field ever again. And I remember it when my mom walked with me, and I just thought, man, this was cool. Like, it was cool, but at the same time, man, a lot of emotion, a lot of missed plays, a lot of shoulda, woulda, coulda. And this kid, he's just starting. But for that group of seniors, this is it, man. And I'm sorry that this season had to go the way that it went. We've had coordinator change on the offensive side, and I do believe that um, this year was lost because of the coordination. And I don't know if Pat Sherman will ever call plays in college football again or the NFL.
You think he has a shot at high school?
He may have a shot in high school,
Mm.
but in all reality, there's no reason that another Power 5 school would give him an opportunity to call offensive plays.
Well, look, I hear you on the emotion of senior day. Would, in my opinion, if I'm coaching that team, have zero impact on what I'm going to do with Juju Lewis. The kid was outstanding in my mind.
Yes.
In his
both
first
tackles,
start.
by the way, starting tackles were out the game last week against West Virginia. And early on, he took some shots. I think
he was sacked 6 times, if I'm not mistaken. He did take some shots, and you could see it get better. You saw him get better.
Yeah.
Here's the deal. I don't think you can put the toothpaste back in the tube with this kid. As I mentioned before the game, what was at stake was not whether or not CU won the game. Now, you lose the game, to your point, you're out of bowl contention. But the win is you have recaptured the imagination of everybody. I think the game on the 22nd against Arizona State will likely be sold out for no other reason than the fan base they're re-energized. I know I am, because of what I see as our future. You play him in that game, and then you play him against Kansas State, because what you're telling the world and what you're telling him, there is no confusion about the future of this program. It belongs to number 10.
Yes, it does.
And we are going to ride this horse for the next 3 years, and he will be your starting quarterback. And you're also telling every recruit out there that there is, our interest is getting this kid ready to be the best quarterback in the Big 12 conference next year. Listen, there is no value in red. I'm not coaching in 2025 to figure out what might happen in 2029. This is about 2026, 7 and 8 with Juju Lewis as our guy. Period. Point blank. Don't care about senior day. Don't care about, burning a red shirt. The kid don't want a red shirt. Play the kid. Play the kid.
I mean, you say some of the dumbest shit sometimes, and you just went on your long rant about why he should play, and I'm going to tell you why he shouldn't play. Okay?
Well, before you go, man, I think take back how you said. I didn't say anything dumb.
That was the dumbest shit I ever heard.
You know what, bro?
You got a kid who will forfeit in your scenario. He will play this year 2 games, one that he's fine to play in, and then the last football game, you would ask this kid to redshirt. You would ask this kid to play rather than trading one game for 12 games. Okay, you trade 1 game for 12 games. That's the dumbest shit I've ever heard. Like if his parents allow this to happen, then you know what? It's on them. It's on him. It's on them. It's on him. It's on them. It's on the University of Colorado. If they do this, okay, it shows that we are not a very smart football organization. Okay, so go out there and play well this week. I want you to have a great game. And you know what? turn it over to the seniors for that last football game. The season's done.
So to hell with the future of your program. To hell
He
with
is the future of your program,
to
but you're
hell
not
with
gonna
your- to hell with your
trade
fan
one
base.
game for 12 guaranteed. Now and I know you're talking about sometime
That
later
doesn't
down
make
the
any
line.
sense. That doesn't make any sense.
Hey, look, man. If I'm
You're
telling
talking
you right
about
now,
trading one game.
I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't do that shit for nobody.
Hold on. You're talking about trading one game in 2025 for 12 games, 12 theoretical games in 2029. That's what you're talking
I'm
about?
saying keep your options available to you. Like I said, this group of seniors right now, like Travis Hunter didn't actually need his senior year to get drafted and be the number 2 overall pick in the draft. Okay?
That's right.
He didn't need it. Sometimes you do need it. Bo Nix, we just talked about, needed it.
I think Bo had 6 years.
Exactly. He needed it. Okay. So I think the quarterback that is screwing it up out there in Cleveland, Dylan Gabriel.
Yeah.
That guy needed it. You know what I'm saying? Like, we may have a guy like that on our staff right now in Juju Lewis who may need it. And if he needs it and he's still here, he'll have it. But don't burn it over one football game that means nothing and you're not going to go to a bowl game or anything. I'm telling you right now, man, if it happens, I'm telling you right now, I think it's the dumbest shit in the world.
And
Don't do it.
I just think you're wrong.
Juju,
man.
don't do it. Coach Prime, don't do it. I don't believe he'll let that happen. There's a lot here at stake with this young man. And if you let this happen, I'm telling you right now, I think it's going to be the dumbest shit all year that I've seen.
And you're just wrong, big fella. And it wouldn't be the first time. It wouldn't be the first time today that you were wrong. And you would just have to live with that fact. In fact, the kid himself weighed in on this very subject. How much weight do you put on?
He doesn't know what he doesn't know.
How about the family?
He doesn't know what he doesn't know, CJ.
What if the dad says
he doesn't know what he doesn't know? The family don't know what they don't know.
Nostradamus again. Know
Okay.
everything. No one knows
All
anything.
right. Okay.
Let's hear what Juju had to say about it himself.
Oh yeah, I want to play football. I mean, what I've been sitting down all season. I'm ready to play. I'm excited. The guys are ready to work. If we on that, I'm on that.
Now, the interesting thing about it is you said you would have been okay with burning the red shirt in
if he
September.
had 8-9 games to play, yes.
Why?
Burn it. Because you would have had that real game experience and you would have got a chance to.
Oh, yes. Last week wasn't real game experience?
Yes, it was. It was the
Will
first
the
game.
22nd be real game experience?
That was the first game that he started, right?
That's right.
Okay, so that's the first game that he started.
But that's real game experience.
CJ, at the more you think about it, at the end of that game, 2 weeks ago, when he was inserted into the game, you didn't have to do it. I mean, he gave us 17 points offensively when they did insert him, but I would have let him play these last 3 games. See what I'm saying? Not because you played him in the fourth quarter of a blowout game. You played him in the fourth quarter of a blowout game rather than let that game continue on and just start him for 3 straight games.
Al, I think you completely ignore and undervalue the importance of projection or perception. It was a terrible season.
No, man.
It was a down season for the Bucs.
No, man. Look, man. We changed the offensive coordinator.
No one gives a damn about that.
No. You know why you changed? You know why you changed the offensive coordinator?
Bro,
Do you know why you changed an offensive coordinator?
Because your offense wasn't very good.
Right, because you suck offensively.
That's right. So no fan cares about no one's going to buy a season ticket for next year because you changed offensive coordinators. What energizes the fan base is the fact that they got it. As terrible as the season was and as disappointing as it was for all of us, our future shines bright. And it's hinging on this kid.
That's right.
And the more he plays, the more excited the fan base gets. I am not trading today, what we need today, for what might or might not happen in 2029. It makes absolutely no sense. My projection is that the kid is that good where a 5th year isn't necessarily necessary. Do you know how many great quarterbacks or potentially good quarterbacks you can recruit in the interim? I mean, come on, man. I
don't know.
No one says
this shit almost sound like when you were doing radio and the only thing you really want to do is talk about fighting in hockey, whether or not there should be fighting. And you know what? And it was a good conversation then. And I think
fighting in hockey is stupid.
it was a good conversation then because you ain't know shit about hockey. Okay, so the only thing that you can
Snoop
say,
Dogg.
hold on, only thing
I'm
you can
from Hockey Town.
Listen, you may be
The greatest,
but that doesn't mean you know
franchise in the history of hockey. The Detroit Red Wings.
Hey, listen, I know exactly who they are, but that doesn't mean that you know hockey. It's you.
Oh, because I'm black, I don't know hockey.
Yes. But I'll say this. This argument should be put to bed, and we should not be talking about this in a constructive way because it's dumb. It's dumb, and you can't do this. You can't do this to the young man. Burn a guy for one game. No, I can't do it. I wouldn't. Hey, if I'm his dad, I'm telling you right now, wouldn't do it.
You're framing it wrong, and you are just wrong, man. I hear you, but Al, you know what? You one thing I can tell you about the big fella. He's very sensitive, very sentimental. He cries all the time.
I do not.
He cries all the time, and so what's going to happen? He's just looking forward to senior day, and so everyone who's a senior, he want to be in the stadium, and when their moms and dad weep, he want to weep along with them, and he wants them to go out there and play their last game, and kneel down and thank God and all the fans for the. I'm down with that as well. Has nothing to do with what you're trying to build with respect to your future on this football program. So
it's.
That's why you wear those glasses, because you're about to cry right now.
No, I wear those glasses because
the crybaby.
I'm gonna tell you right now, dude. If I see it, man, if I see this kid playing that last game, I may lose my shit. I'm not playing.
What is wrong with you, man?
I may lose my shit if I see that kid.
What does that even mean? What do you mean?
I don't know. I mean,
this is ridiculous.
It's to think that you will burn a whole year.
Here we go.
On one game. Golly, CJ. I mean, I played in 4 years at the University of Colorado. Okay.
And you wanted the red shirt.
I wanted the red shirt my senior year.
How dumb would that have been?
Why?
You think that was smart?
No, I just wanted more time at the university.
Yeah, you think that was smart.
I think that's what I felt. I wanted to have one more year. And it's okay. I mean, we end up winning I win the Buckus Award. We win a national championship.
Year in a row.
You
were defensive player of the year in the Big 8 conference 2 years in a row.
Yep. And
so left to your own dumb devices with respect to this,
I just would have been ready for that senior year, and just it would have been awesome.
Thank God that there were adults in the room that said, "No, Alfred, you are the best defensive player in the Big 8 conference. We are not going to redshirt you. You're going to play, and you're going to lead us to a national championship." Thank God there are adults in the room who weren't weepy and emotional and crying because you were getting nostalgic about your time at sea.
I didn't want to leave.
I know you didn't.
I didn't want to leave.
But there comes a time. There comes a time.
Yeah. Listen. Let's give this kid the option just in case it takes 4. The kid is supposed to be a senior in high school this year. He moved classes to jump into the University of Colorado. This should be his senior year in high school.
What did you
think? Reclassified to come out early.
What did you think of his play in the game Saturday?
I thought he was solid. No turnovers. Almost 300 yards.
299, 300.
Yeah.
He could have gave him that.
But Omarion, this is why this is good for the University of Colorado, because I thought that kid was leaving. I thought that kid was leaving at the end of this season.
Boy, you're making my point.
Huh?
You keep talking. You're making
my point. I mean, I thought he was leaving because he is an NFL guy. Okay. He's an NFL guy. And I think our receiving core is a lot better than the production we got out of it this year. A lot better. I think our offensive line is a lot better. And our running backs have been basically hurt all year. But with Omarion, for a fact that's an NFL kid. And if he doesn't play with Juju for this time period, who was that against Arizona in the fourth quarter where he shined, and then last week against West Virginia where he shined, and then this week I think we're going to have more of the same. Then he's hopeful, and he knows that kid is going to go to him. I don't think that, I don't think he was used properly or thrown or targeted. And I think that I don't know if it's just been a focus here down the stretch.
It was the combination of, I think,
like, you better throw it to him or else he's gonna leave.
Well, it was the combination of not effective coordination and quarterbacks, quite frankly, that didn't necessarily, I think, have the ability to understand what you had in that weapon right there. Now, the thing that was so impressive about Juju is not just what we saw once he had the ball in his hands. You could tell he was processing the game because he was decisive in most cases with his throws. When they blitzed and they didn't have a single high, so there was no over-the-top help, he was definitive. The big catch, the big passes he had downfield, it was exactly what he was supposed to do because his pre-snap read said they're bringing pressure, and I have press man coverage against the best receiver on the field.
Right.
I'm just throwing it to him.
Right.
Man, the kid was so impressive in so many ways.
That's right.
And by the way, what Marion Miller discovered, re-energizing him.
He's got one. He's got a quarterback. He's got a quarterback.
Watch the play here. Here it is right here. Again, he knew that there was no over-the-top help. So I'm just going to throw it to my guy. Look, there's no safety in the middle of the field or on the deep half. And the guy is ahead of the game. You take this and you go with it right now. And by the way, it's not just the Marion Miller, your teammate. You look at the kid, Sincere Brown. You look at the receivers on this team, but even beyond that, Colorado got a commitment from a 5-star receiver. It's for him too.
Right.
Now the world can project and see what in an interesting way what they saw in Shedeur as the quarterback for Colorado.
Yes.
What you don't do is you don't break that continuity. You don't break that momentum by sitting him in the final game of the season. You ride this thing right into recruiting season.
Yes, you do.
You recruit your butt off and you retool for next year.
Okay, man, we're going to agree to disagree because what you're seeing here is a guy who's capable of playing well, and he did play well. And I want to see as many possible years of this guy playing quarterback for the University of Colorado.
This is about you. I get it.
Well,
now.
This is about me. It's about him as well. It's about
you.
It's about an opportunity that may happen 4 years from now. And so I want that option open. So we can be done with it, but just don't do nothing stupid. Don't do anything stupid.
Coming up, we won't tackle it right now because I know you got some good stuff on this, and I certainly want to do a little bit more digging and research on it. But I'm getting to the point. I'll just preview it right now. I'm getting to the point where I'm thinking this gambling issue in sports is beginning to be too much, and I think this prop betting stuff is the dumbest stuff I've seen. I think it should be made illegal because I think there's an unnecessary sort of stress and scrutiny on players because dumb people are making dumb bets about whether or not I'm going to throw a curve or a slider or whether or not, I'm going to score 5 points or 10 points in a quarter. And if I don't, and there are those out there, I don't want to get too much into it, but I just think our greed is having an adverse impact on the game, and players are in the pinch because they're the ones that are being, they're the horses in the horse race. And I just think it's ridiculous. I know, you got a thought on this, big fella. We'll get to it on another day. But before we get out of here, a couple of things, man. Travis Hunter out for the season.
Yes, he won't get a chance to return here and play against the Denver Broncos in this stadium. I was looking forward to it. But once again, I think there's going to be a question to Travis Hunter. And the question is, son, what are you? Are you a cornerback or you a wide receiver? And now because of this injury, he will have to pick one. And I think it's going to be the wide receiver. And that's the way it's going to go, at least for the 2026 season. There's no cornerback play. Or if there is cornerback play, there's no wide receiver play. You have to now go ahead and pick one side of the ball. Now, if I'm Jacksonville, I'm giving Trevor Lawrence as much firepower as I possibly could give. That's exactly where Travis Hunter would be playing if I was in the front office for the Jacksonville Jaguars. But this whole conversation about playing two ways in the NFL, it's over.
I wouldn't go that far.
It's done. Trust me. At least for next, you got to get the kid. You got to get the kid to the second contract. Okay. One more injury, and I don't know if he gets to the second contract the way that he likes, would like to get to it. You got to get to the second contract because that'll guarantee you somewhere in the neighborhood of $100 million.
This kid is a surefire bet to get to that second. He's just an outstanding, amazing player. Football is a
Played
violent
sparingly
sport.
this year.
Football is a violent sport. Players are gonna get hurt. Let's not overreact to what happens to players all the time. Like you said, he played sparingly. His injury was not an outcome of overplay. It was it's just what happens.
Maybe it was.
Well,
Maybe it's from all the plays he played last year at the University of Colorado. This is a repetitive use injury kind of sport. The more you use the ligaments, the more you use the tendons, the more you use the muscles, and the more opportunities for them to be injured. So it's a repetitive use business, and repetitive uses ends up being injuries.
My goodness, man. Hey, before we get out of here, big fella, we have to pay homage to Denver Wright, passed away today. One of the all-time great basketball players that come out of the state, one of the all-time great basketball players in this league, Michael Ray Richardson, at age 70, passed away today. Manual High School graduate. I remember first seeing this guy, had to be 1984, 85 or so, against my Detroit Pistons. He was with the New York Knicks. And the guy was just an amazing player, and I hadn't heard a lot from him about him because he went to the University of Montana. So he wasn't a guy who was highly featured coming out, but a 6'5", 6'6" guard, a lot like Magic, lock you down defensively. I think he was a 4-time NBA All-Star, 3-time all-defensive team, a complete flat-out baller. I had the honor of meeting and interviewing him with Theory Smith when I was working with the legend right around 2000. But we talk a lot about Chauncey Billups and some of the greats that were born and raised here. That guy is on that Mount Rushmore of great basketball players to play in this state, man. And I just want to pay homage to a good guy. I had a chance to kind of get to know him a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Sugar was his nickname, was a flat out beast and a good man. Did most of his work overseas after he was banned from the NBA in 1986 for drug use. Went overseas and had a phenomenal career, turned his life around, and just did some amazing things. So I just want to give a shout out to Michael Ray Richardson, who Isaiah Thomas said was the toughest person he had to play against over the course of his career. Larry Bird mentioned, the praise that's coming from NBA legends about who this guy was as a player is second to none. And so I just wanted to give a shout out to Michael Ray.
Yeah, man, unbelievable talent. And when you look at his home state, I mean, everybody around here knows who Michael was. I mean, and so I say Michael Ray because that's what everybody calls him.
That's right.
And I had a chance to meet him as well. And my condolences to his family and to his immediate circle. I think when you have a great athlete that passes away, it feels like you have had almost like a family member because you know him, you've seen him, and he's been part of your life. So I'll just say rest in peace, and my condolences to the family.
Indeed. And before we get out of here, we'd be remiss on this Veterans Day not to wish everyone out there a happy Veterans Day. And we certainly appreciate the service that you rendered to all of us in protecting our freedoms. I know when we were in school, your brother, Andre served. Mm-hmm. He was serving over in Iraq, I think, in the theater. And, I have two brothers who served as well as my dad. And so just wanted to give a shout out to those who currently serve and those who've served to once again preserve our freedoms here in the United States, man. And on that note, Big Al, you'll see us. Well, we'll be up in Boulder on November 22nd.
Yes.
When Juju, I know you don't want him to play in that game.
Oh, no. No.
Oh, he can play in that game?
I mean, this is the next
game. He can't play.
No, he can't play in the last game.
All right. We'll be up at the Boulder Marriott. It's the home of the Big Al and CJ show. My man DJ Fedora gonna get it in.
Oh my goodness, that dude is off the chain.
Hey man, the music is
Third Ward's best, man. Hey, you want a good party, man? Come and hang out with us. before the game. Now we don't know what time the game starts yet.
That's right. We don't have a time yet, but when we do, it's a day party before the game. I'm just telling you guys.
It's a good deal.
The
It's a good ride.
Marriott pregame. We're giving away all kinds of stuff.
Yeah, we give away rooms. We give
Yes.
away gift certificates. I mean, it's a great way to hang out on a Saturday and get entertained before going to the game.
Then who knows afterwards, depending on what time the game started.
Yeah.
We came back and the party continued afterwards.
Oh my goodness, we watched the World Series right there at the Marriott after the game.
Right.
I mean, it was fantastic, man. Yeah, we love the Boulder Marriott.
They treat us right. They treat you right. Come on down and hang out with us. We'll have the time once we know what time kickoff is against Arizona State on November 22nd. That does it for the Big Al and CJ Show. Peace to everybody.